Good evening, everyone. This is AF24 News, reporting live. Today, we are going to focus on this evening. We are focusing on giving you some analysis of what has gone on today in the 2023 general elections holding currently. Currently, the Independent National Electoral Commission is counting the votes from from the polling units, and we are awaiting the upload of the results to the portal so that we can all monitor it from there. But for now, we are joined by Dr. Olabisi Deji-Folutile. She's an education journalist who has also been covering politics and government policy for about 3 decades now. And we just want to know her thoughts on the election. She has also been reporting on elections for a very long time now. We want to know what she thinks about how things are going so far and what we can expect from the election going forward. So welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we want to first start from the the beginning of the show, from the beginning of the election today. And one of the first things that we noticed, especially over here in Lagos, was that the INEC officials came a little bit late in some of the polling units. And then we also had reports of people having their polling units shifted, or they had to walk a longer distance, or they didn't research things a certain way and led to low voter turnout. And we just want to know the implication of that and the way things will go.
Well, let me say that we should be thankful that this election has come and gone, because before today there were lots of anxieties, a lot of worries and concerns that the election might not hold. So that it's held, I think it's positive. On the issue of people not knowing where to vote and all of that, I think INEC actually um, emphasized before today that there were changes in the way the polling units were arranged, and it also advised people to go to its portal to know the exact place where they will be casting their votes. But then you ask me, how many people can actually do? How many people can we say have access to, or how many people are internet savvy that can easily go to the portal of INEC to find out? I don't think the majority of our people have that knowledge to do that, except for the few ones that are educated or maybe tech savvy. And we find out that in places where a lot of market women, market people are, for example, they have to go up and down. For example, in Ikeja, GRA, where I went to, that's near the police barracks, where you expect to find some people maybe not too educated or whatever. They actually, or let me put it this way, educated but probably didn't have access to the information of INEC, or couldn't check their status where they would vote before today. So they had to be going up and down, up and down. And that was a lot of stress for a lot of them. In my interaction with the people that the electoral officials at the polling units showed that some people actually got so frustrated that they went back home and they didn't cast their votes. That is another minus for an election that maybe in certain parts recorded low turnout, depending on the area. For example, that Ikeja GRA, where a lot of people might have registered when they were, because they, by the virtue of the fact that they were working in that environment. And since they don't even have access to go out on election, they do transportation and all of that, some people wouldn't even come to vote in the first instance. And for those who now turn up to vote, if they have to go through all those troubles, going back and all of that, I think it impacted negatively in a way on the turnout of voters.
Thank you very much. The voters' turnout was not the only issue that we heard of today. We also have reports of violence across several polling units. Some we had reports of ballot snatching. We heard about the Ikate area that there were thugs who kind of violently interrupted the election and attempted to snatch ballot boxes and things like that. We also heard about Surulere and the hoodlums that tried to snatch ballot boxes from there too. I just want to ask about what we know that this happens almost every election, but specifically now, the examples that we just gave, for instance, are in the context of this election. It turns out that maybe it's because of the opposition votes being being more pronounced than people expected, or these elements expected, and they're taking decisions to disrupt it. So I just want to know your thoughts on that as well.
Well, actually, I think we cannot really say that we cannot really give a reason why that ballot snatching or whatever occurred. I also read and noticed that there were lots of maybe restriction on people that wanted to vote, and but naturally, what we assume is that you only restrict people from voting if you feel threatened. Whichever party feels threatened is likely to want to restrict people from voting. Yeah, I learned that at the palace of the on the island, I think only can't remember the name of the king, only Bushi or what is his name on the island. I learned that the ballot boxes were smashed and the voting materials destroyed. Onigushi, palace of Onigushi. Also, I learned that in places like Calabar, for example, people couldn't vote. And as of 4 p.m., it was still trending on Twitter that people had not been able to cast their votes in that area. I also learned that in places like Lasso, that some people were locked out, even though the university issued a press release to say that voting was taking place. But those outside, we also saw the videos of people that were outside, and they were telling us that only people that speak Yoruba, for example, were allowed to go in. But then, if you also look at the video from, I think, Anambra or Abia State, for example, we also saw videos of people that said that people should not vote for a particular party in that place too, which is very sad, because in Lagos we hear that some people are saying don't vote, don't come here if you want to vote, if you are not voting for this particular party. And in the eastern part of the country, you are also getting information that they are saying don't vote if you are not voting for a particular. That's sad, because people should be free to decide on who they want to vote for. And if we say we are in Nigeria, we are preaching unity, then people should be free to even vote for candidates across ethnic groups. And the problem now is that ethnicity seems to be playing a very major role in this election. And that is very sad because it's like taking us backward. It's not as if Nigeria has ever conquered the issue of ethnicity, but bringing it to fall in this way seems to broaden the problem, and I don't think that is good for our democracy.
Well, another thing I wanted to ask about was the next steps or what we can expect next, because I understand that you've been covering elections for at least the duration of democracy in this country, and just want to know how, because we have some preliminary reports coming in about let's just say premature is bringing in a sense of premature celebration among certain groups, and we just want to know what we should expect in terms of when we can have a more holistic point of view on the election.
Let me say, the Nigeria's democracy has been, the nascent democracy has been on for about 24 years now, and which is good news for us. Well, for those who rejoice now over any result, I think that kind of rejoicing or celebration is pretty premature, because we've not even, all the results we've been having so far are just polling unit results. The polling units make up local governments. There are polling units that make up a local government. Then in every state, there are many local governments. So the local government results are not even coming in yet. And it is when you have all the local government results in a state that you will be able to determine who is winning in that state. So for now, we have not even had all of that. So we are just getting polling units results across the country, mainly from maybe the ones that are pronounced are places where the contestants voted and which you want to know. For example, you want to know, did APC presidential candidates win in his own polling units? For example, did LP presidential candidates win? Did PDP candidates win? So those are the things that we get to hear. Now, after that, there will be a compilation of all the results in the states. Then we can now determine who comes first in that state. This election collation is going to be on till probably a good part of next week. The presidential candidates well before the introduction of general INEC portal, where all results are automatically uploaded. This can take us, it could take about 4 or 5 days after the election for you to know the winner. But with the electronic transmission of results, I'm sure this will come faster than it used to be. Maybe by now, because right now there is INEC situation room where everybody is, and also every party has their own agents in all of these polling units, and the polling unit agents will have also compiled the results, and usually, because it's going to tally with what is on the INEC portal, I think they will be having their own calculation about the stand of their party. However, you know that we cannot say somebody is the winner except it is formally announced by INEC. So we await the INEC announcement state by state before we now move to the national announcements as per the real winner of that for this presidential and National Assembly election.
So is it too early to call any surprises? Have you seen any results or reports that have given you a view of like, okay, somebody performing better than expected or not performing as well as expected?
Well, I think for Lagos, a lot of people are thinking that probably the LP candidates is probably doing well. But of course, that will also depend on the results you are getting. Like I explained to you that we don't have the full picture. So, but, you know, some people already believe that they are like, I read the tweet of Remy Omokri, for example, saying that Peter Obi was pulling some surprises. And of course, you know, there was also a report that in one of the polling units where the candidates of the APC he voted that Obi actually won in one of the polling units. But not now. You ask me with what is the margin of that victory, where it's just one, and what is even the total number of votes cast that we talk about is just 16. So you cannot really rely on such information to say somebody is doing well in an election where another polling unit, for example, can pull maybe 500 and something voters, which is what we have been seeing in the northern parts of the country now. We've seen polling units where more than 500 people actually voted, unlike in the south where the figure is not that high. So then another surprise is that some people think they were expecting also that PDP should probably do better than what it is currently doing in Lagos. But then I will also say we don't know what is happening in areas that are PDP strong, that have strength, where PDP has strength. So we can't really make any form of conclusion right now. Whatever we say about surprises, I think it's rather premature. And when we have a bigger picture, then we should be able to say whether there are major surprises or if there are none.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us in this segment. We would love to have you again for the concluding part of the election so that we can have further analysis on what and on how everything transpired. Thank you very much for joining us and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you also for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.